Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
And one of the reasons that you're here today is to hear that we are very unhappy, I am, with Russia.
Donald Trump says he is very, very unhappy with Russia and disappointed in President Vladimir Putin. While meeting the Secretary-General of NATO, Mark Rutte, US President said he will introduce very severe secondary tariffs of 100% if no ceasefire deal is reached with Ukraine within 50 days. It's after he said the US will send various pieces of very sophisticated military equipment to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says he has had productive talks with the US envoy to Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, here seen embracing his opposite number in Kyiv.
We're very, very unhappy with him, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means. But today we're going to talk about something else. And as you know, we've spent $350 billion approximately on this war with Russia and Ukraine.
We're in for about $350 billion. Europe is in for $100 billion. That's a lot of money, 100, but they should be in actually for more than us. So as we send equipment, they're going to reimburse us for that equipment. Doesn't that sound good? I haven't agreed on the number yet, but they're going to have some because they do need protection. But the European Union is paying for it. We're not paying anything for it, but we will send it. It'll be business for us, and we will send them Patriots, which they desperately need, because Putin really surprised a lot of people.
Tonight, I address you on a matter that concerns the security of our country.
South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has placed Police Minister Senzo Mchunu on an immediate leave of absence after allegations of links to organised crimes were made against him. In a televised speech to the nation, Mr. Ramaphosa also announced a judicial commission would probe the claims, which he said undermined the constitution and threatened national security. He added that legal professor Fiyoz Kachalia had been appointed as interim police minister. Mchunu has denied any wrongdoing, saying in a statement that he stood ready to respond to the accusations against him. At least 30 people have been killed in armed clashes between Sunni Bedouin tribal fighters and Druze militias in southern Syria. The violence erupted in the predominantly Druze city in the province of Suwaidah on Sunday, 2 days after a Druze merchant was reportedly abducted on the highway to Damascus. The Interior Minister called the situation a dangerous escalation and said security forces were being deployed to try to restore calm. French President Emmanuel Macron has outlined plans for a big increase in defence spending, warning Europe's liberty is facing a greater threat than at any time since the end of World War II. In a speech to the armed forces in Paris, he said, "We are living in a pivotal moment due to complex geopolitics." Mr. Macron called for France's defence spending to rise by €3.5 billion next year and then a further €3 billion in 2027. The Sudanese paramilitary group Rapid Support Forces have stormed the besieged city of El Fasher in a battle that raged for 7 hours. RSF fighters managed to capture a cattle market, a prison and a military base while broadcasting videos of themselves walking around empty stockyards. It was the first time RSF fighters had entered the city in large numbers since the siege of El Fasher. An ongoing battle for control of the western Darfur city began 15 months ago.
The humanitarian position has reached an intolerable state. Hospitals, humanitarian convoys, and other civilian objects are apparently being targeted. Famine is escalating, and humanitarian aid is not reaching those in dire need of it.
And the world's oldest head of state, Cameroon's President Paul Biya, has said he will run once more for re-election in October, aiming to extend his 43 years in power. The 92-year-old said that his decision to go for an 8th term came after numerous and insistent calls by the Cameroon and the diaspora. Biya's administration has faced criticism over corruption, embezzlement, bad governance, and the failure to tackle security challenges. There have also been concerns about his health and ability to govern. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.